Let's give it all we got for its punishment time. Today we're going to review this. I know it hasn't been too long since my first impressions on the recording of this, but I finished the game and I've also tried the post-game things you can do. And it's time to give a final say on what I think about this game and anything that was wrong with it. Again, story and spoilers will be at the end of the video for anyone who wants to know my opinions of the ending, what I thought about that. So, when we get there, I'll let you know and give you my stance there. Anyway, so let's recap. This is a visual novel by Spike Chun Software, who was also the publisher and developers of 999, Fortune's Last Reward, and a few other miscellaneous games. Especially if you consider before the two companies merged. I mean, Spike published... where is it? Let's see... I believe this was it. Yeah, there's something Spike published right there, Michigan. But anyway... we're getting a little sidetracked here. This is a visual novel. It's a mystery, murdering, horrifying, death-defying, evil, horrifying simulator. So basically, you play as a student, you get invited to go to a new school with a super elite ultimates. Become the greatest in the world. But sadly, a turn of events has turned against you as you become imprisoned in the school with 15 students, which includes yourself. And basically, you're trapped here forever. You're told, legitimately, face up, that you're not leaving, and you're going to live the rest of your life in this school, trapped, imprisoned, and no way to leave. Well, there is one way to leave as the headmaster, who is your delightful little bear on the cover there. He would tell you the only way to leave is to graduate, and to graduate you must murder someone. And escape, unknown. Basically what happens, the progression of the game, you have your visual novel story going on, you get a little free time to hang out and socialize with characters, which basically is kind of like a dating sim, but not exactly, because you can hang out with everyone, so, unless, well, it's more like a friendship sim thing, but it basically works like a dating sim game. You hang out with characters, you can give them presents and that, and learn more about their story and their backgrounds. Then, somebody dies. The investigation, where you go and find out Phoenix Wright style all the evidence you can, and then once you gather everything, the class trial will begin, and everything goes fucking crazy. If you're expecting Phoenix Wright style gameplay, you're not gonna get that. The class trials are hectic and crazy, as everyone is gathered in a room that's circular benches with everyone around yelling and arguing about their opinions, and you, the person with all the facts, must trowel through all that. Basically, the game is really odd at this point. During the arguments and that, you're in a first-person perspective with a little, what am I trying to think of, like a little gun point part. Term eludes me. Failed. But anyway, you basically shoot down their comments with bullets that have different evidence on them. So basically, when you find something that is a contraction, wrong, misleading, or that, you can shoot it down, and if you're right, you break through it. If you're wrong, boom, it's deflected. Now, there are different stages of the class trial, and it evolves over the gameplay. So it's kind of hard to talk about all of it in a condensed manner without spoiling some of it. In a way, I think learning some of it is kind of the fun part. But basically, you have the parts where you're shooting down arguments. Then you have the parts where it's a one-on-one fight screaming contest, where you basically play a kind of music rhythm game with different speeds of tempo, varying on how well you're doing, to break through their argument, and then you have to recreate the entire incident that happened by puzzling in a comic book strip kind of way what happened and get that all correct. And that's basically the basic gist, with new elements being added as the game goes. It seems like for a good chunk of the game, there's always some new element being added to the class trial. And basically, it's very important for you to win the class trial. For part of the rules is, if the blackened, the person who killed, gets away with it, they will graduate. However, there is one more thing you don't find out until your class trial. Your first one, of course. Everyone else will die. Yes, everyone else would die if the blackened escapes. So, for everyone else who didn't commit more, it's in their best interest to find the killer, who then will receive their punishment alone if they are caught. So, over the game, people start dropping and plot starts fucking thickening and things get really, really fucking weird at the end. Now, after you beat the game, and you get the ending and that, and there was a good and a bad ending, you unlock a new mode called School Mode. School Mode is basically a post-game thing, but it doesn't play exactly like the normal game. Now, you can further your relationships in School Mode, so whatever you didn't finish or anything like that is carried over into School Mode, and you can finish all your relationships in it. So you don't have to replay the entire game over and over again. But you would probably only need to play it one more time, because at that point you know everyone who's going to die, so you would just spend time with those people before their inevitable doom. So, but you can finish them all in School Mode. Now, School Mode is really different. It's not very visual novel aside from the finishing the relationship. Basically, School Mode is you're building more robots of the bear with specific things, but it's not like you get to use the touchscreen customize. Basically, it's it's kind of like a weird Facebook game, I guess you could say. Basically, you set tasks to the 15 students. You have to keep the school clean to a certain cleanness, so you have to assign some people to clean. Look for things in all the rooms you explored in the game, objects you will use to build the robots. And rest, because they have certain strength values, so they have to eventually rest. So you have to kind of balance that all out through crafting, resting, and cleaning, and signing all these tasks. It's really just a big mini game in a way, and it lasts for 50 days, and you get additional little endings. Nothing really big though. They're just little kind of what if silly endings from what I understand. You also get some of the last items of the gift items. A few of them are special items that are just represent trophies of your progress, but the last items in there are all the rewards for the end of School Mode. I did come across a weird bug in School Mode, and I have asked people about this on a forum and found that it is a common problem, and also apparently existed in the Japanese version. Apparently, for some reason, sometimes the game won't load properly when you do School Mode, when you go to continuous School Mode. And from what I read, there's different opinions on what's causing this. Some are saying it's some kind of issue, but based on what the information it's trying to load. Another says it's just corruption flaw in the save file. Luckily, so far, I have not experienced anything of complete file corruption. I actually was able to do New Game Plus of School Mode. The levels of your finding items and cleaning this levels up as you do those tasks, and that can carry on into a new game. So all that can carry on if you happen to run into this issue. Some people have stated that if you continuously try to reload it, it'll eventually work. Other people have suggested keeping a second backup file and try swapping between the two files. But as far as I can read, no one has experienced true file corruption, just this slight minor error, and it does not seem to happen at all during the main game. Oh, and also some people said if you start up the main game and play some of it and then save, it supposedly also will allow you to load. So those are some of the methods I've read in that, so that's to hopefully try and help you if you have the same problem. So, anyway, I would basically say the game was mostly predictable to me. Aside from the force case, I left my defense down, but I kind of went, okay, we need to put some 999 mindfuckery helmet on here, because I could see this is going to get weird. So, be honest, the rest of the game, I pretty much called most of it. I may not call the necessary killer for like the final trial, but I did have an idea that that kind of scenario was going to probably happen, to be honest. But I didn't know who. Anywho, would I recommend the game? Yes! If you liked it, 999 and stuff, and visual novels, and weird moral mysteries, and trying to figure all that crap out, I recommend it. Even though most of it I could simply say called it, I could say I still greatly enjoyed it. The writing was good. The voice acting for the English is good. You have the Japanese voice acting too, so it's a win-win, to be honest. And of course, I just love the voice actor for the bear in the game. It's just hilarious. I love every time it's like, let's give it all we got. I just love when he does it. Anyway. At this point, we're going to talk about the story in more depth. So, if you don't want to know that, I would stop now. Because being a visual novel, I wouldn't recommend letting it be ruined. While I'm not saying it's impossible to enjoy the game still, because I could still enjoy some games. Like, you know, I actually watched Cox play all of The Cat Lady, which is a very bizarre point and click kind of game, and I still enjoyed that, even though, but some people ain't like that. So, you know, if you like that, I recommend stopping now and just buy the game. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, story gets fucking weird near the end. So basically, you learn that everyone lost their memory and have actually lived in the school for 2 years, and a year ago, basically some horrible event that brought almost the end of the world practically has happened. And the students themselves in that agreed to stay in the school, sealed, and hopefully would basically be the hope of the world and shit. But basically, one of the students, or actually 2 of the students, are not in that boat. 2 of them actually want to destroy the whole plan. And they are the culprits. One of them died early in the game, and it was not planned. The final culprit was, in theory, already dead. And I knew that was going to happen to someone. I knew it. I just didn't know who. And to be honest, I had different suspicions on who. So it caught me surprised there, but I knew somebody was going to play a switcheroo act here. So basically, the pop star idol was actually the villain. And it's kind of in an ironic way, because, you know, I mean, like right now, you got all these famous YouTube people saying they're getting stressed out from viewers and that, yelling at them and stuff and that. And it kind of goes on that same bandwagon, I guess you could say. Maybe you just couldn't feel good about the world anymore, maybe. But supposedly the outside world's in chaos and everything. So she basically laughs and taunts how she made all you who were friends murder each other and shit for nothing. Because there's nothing outside. Everything you loved and was trying to fight for is realistically gone. It's gone. Your families are gone. The shit you were shown was true. They're gone. You're fighting for these things that are gone. But basically, you fight on for your hope. Now, sadly, I have to say the ending is just a cop-out piece of shit. I mean, the survivors go up to the door, and it opens, bright light, you can't see anything beyond the door, and it ends. That's it. So you don't even know, like, if they're trying to do some kind of weird Virtue's Last Reward thing with the cat in the box, which they actually talk about in the game. There was one instance where they talk about that. So, and what really surprises me, the fact that there's a sequel to this game, and they're making a 3rd game now. And this and the sequel were PSP games, and this 3rd one they're making is going to be a Vita exclusive. So, and we're getting the 2nd one supposedly late this year. So, I'm really interested to see what the hell happens in the sequel. The game ends with a fine note that our precious headmaster might not be dead so much. Because he is found out to be a robot that was being controlled by the mastermind. And after the school's empty and everything, he just kind of, he's face down on the ground. He's like, I am your headmaster. So, it'll be interesting to see if whether a new mastermind took control of him, or maybe he became like alter ego and somehow crafted his own ego based off the mastermind and is now a sentient robot. That'll be interesting to see. But we'll only have to wait until the sequel to find out. Or you can spoil it all on YouTube. I mean, all those. But I'm going to wait for the sequel. Because I personally do prefer playing these more without knowing stuff. But, you know, it doesn't always destroy my enjoyment, though. It's just more enjoying to figure it out myself, though. Anyway, I really enjoyed the game, but a lot of stuff just seemed like call out. Very interesting cases. I really feel like 999 has ruined my enjoyment of things like this. It's like, I have to assume everything's batshit crazy now. It's like, anything is possible. I have to assume the most innocent thing is most likely the guilty party and stuff. And to be honest, I have to consider, especially the case with the robot. Damn it. I mean, like, immediately at the beginning of that case, it's like, you did it. I know you did. You did. It's like, it's so fucking just bad acting on that person's part. But anyway, those are my thoughts and opinions of the game. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I really enjoyed it. It's fun. It's a video game, and of course it has trophies and stuff if you're worried about that. Aside from the little weird bug thing with the school mode, I didn't experience any weird glitches or anything. It's really fun, really enjoyable, and definitely the art style is just kick-ass. So anyway, I'll leave you with those thoughts. And again, if you have any questions or anything, you know down below, and you know where to find me on the interweb. Until next time, let's give it all we got! Punishment time!